Good morning, Northwestern Ontario. It's a little chilly out there. It's winter. Now, if you have dogs, cats, pets, livestock, let's do a little bit of a deep dive into how to make sure your pet is enjoying the winter and not being left outside to get cold. We have work to do. Here's our hosts talking about how to care for your pets. This is James with Net News Ledger, and remember, like this video and subscribe so that you get more of our content here from Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time we're diving into winter pet care.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, it's that time of year again, right? We got a great guide from a listener.
Yes.
All about how to keep our furry friends safe and warm and cozy through the winter months.
Love it.
And listeners, you're already ahead of the game by thinking about this now.
For sure.
So kudos to you for being such proactive pet parents. But let's jump right in.
Okay.
I think it's easy to assume that our pets are, kind of immune to the cold, especially when you see a dog with a big fluffy coat.
Exactly.
But I think we both know that that can be a dangerous misconception.
It definitely can be. Even though our pets have some natural defenses,
Yeah.
they really do rely on us to protect from the elements.
Yeah.
And we're talking about some pretty serious risks here, like hypothermia,
Oh,
which is when the body's temperature drops dangerously low,
right.
and frostbite, which can damage their skin and tissues.
Right, and these risks are especially high for smaller or older or short-coated pets. I was reading a story recently about a Chihuahua owner who took their pup out for a walk during a blizzard.
Oh, no.
And even with a sweater on, the poor little thing was shivering uncontrollably. It really makes you realize how even short exposures can be dangerous.
Absolutely. And, even everyday winter conditions can be risky. The guide really emphasizes that prolonged exposure to those freezing temperatures can be dangerous for any pet.
Right.
And remember, a quick potty break for a large dog
Yeah.
might feel like an eternity for a tiny pup.
Yeah, that's a good point. So potty breaks need to be short, sweet, and definitely supervised.
Exactly.
Okay, now what about those adorable sweaters and coats we see everywhere?
Right?
Do they actually make a difference, or is it just for us?
They definitely can make a difference, especially for small, short-haired, or senior dogs who are more sensitive to the cold. The guide suggests using them, but stresses the importance of proper fit.
Okay.
We want our pets to be warm, not squeezed into some uncomfortable outfit.
So comfort over style. Noted, I've definitely been guilty of wanting to dress up my pup in something cute. But now I'm thinking more about practicality.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the guide mentions paw protection.
Yes.
Why is that so important in the winter?
Well, it's about more than just chapped paws. Those ice melt chemicals that are used on sidewalks
Right.
can be incredibly toxic if they're ingested.
Oh, wow.
So wiping your pet's paws after walks is essential. The guide even suggests using pet-safe balms or booties.
Booties. I've never actually tried those. Are there any tips for getting a reluctant dog used to wearing them?
It's all about positive reinforcement.
Okay.
You want to start by letting your dog sniff and investigate the booties. Then try putting them on for just short periods. Rewarding your dog with treats and praise.
Okay.
You gradually increase the wearing time as your dog gets more comfortable.
That makes sense. I'll definitely give that a try. Now let's talk about creating a warm and safe shelter, both indoors and out. What does the guide recommend for our indoor pets?
For indoor pets, it's about creating a cozy haven. The guide highlights the importance of avoiding drafts and cold floors.
Okay.
So if you think warm beds, extra blankets, and maybe even a strategically placed space heater. Anything to keep them comfortable.
And what about our outdoor pets? What are the key things to consider there?
The guide really emphasizes the importance of a well-insulated shelter that's free from drafts and moisture.
Okay.
Think of it as a tiny weatherproof cabin for your pet to ride out the storm. There are a lot of different types of insulated shelters available, some even with heated floors.
Oh, wow. I hadn't even considered heated floors for a pet shelter. That's a good point. So now that we've got the shelter situation figured out, let's talk about food.
Okay.
Do our pets' dietary needs change during the winter months?
Absolutely. The guide points out that pets might need more calories in winter to fuel their internal furnaces and maintain their body temperature. But it's important to strike a balance and avoid overfeeding, especially for indoor pets who might not be as active.
Right. I've always struggled with that balance myself. Some vets recommend increasing food slightly in winter, while others say it's better to focus on high-calorie treats.
Yeah.
What factors should we consider when making this decision?
It really depends on the individual pet's breed. Size, age, activity level, and metabolism.
Okay.
For example, a highly active husky living in a cold climate will have vastly different calorie needs than a small senior dog who spends most of its time indoors.
That's a good point.
The guide suggests consulting with your vet to determine the ideal dietary adjustments.
That's always a good idea. Vets know best. And, of course, no matter the season, hydration is key.
Absolutely.
But how do we ensure our pets have access to fresh water when their bowls keep freezing over?
The guide is very clear on this point. Fresh, unfrozen water is non-negotiable.
Okay.
You might need to check and refill their bowls more frequently, especially if they're kept outdoors. There are also heated water bowls available. That can be a real lifesaver in frigid temperatures.
I can definitely relate to that. Last winter, my cat's water bowl kept freezing over, and I felt like I was constantly refilling it. But seeing her happily lap up that fresh water made it all worthwhile. It's those little acts of love that make being a pet parent so rewarding, even in the depths of winter. Speaking of which, let's talk about grooming.
Okay.
Is there anything special we need to do for our pets' coats during the winter months?
You bet. That fur coat is their natural insulation. Their built-in winter gear.
Right.
So the guide is adamant about no shaving in winter.
Oh, okay.
Keeping their coat clean and dry is key to maximizing its insulating properties.
I've never used Paw Balm before. What are the benefits? And are there any potential drawbacks?
Paw Balms create a protective barrier on your pet's pads, shielding them from the cold ice and those harsh de-icing chemicals.
Okay.
They also help to moisturize and heal dry, cracked paws. There aren't really any drawbacks to using Paw Balm, as long as you choose a pet-safe product and avoid getting it in their eyes.
So a clean, well-maintained coat traps heat more effectively. It's like nature's own down jacket.
It is.
But what if, despite our best efforts, our furry friends start showing signs of being too cold? What should we look for?
The guide lists some telltale signs. Shivering, whining lethargy, curling up tightly, or lifting their paws off the ground frequently. If you notice any of these, bring them indoors immediately and warm them up gradually. Avoid using hot water or heating pads, as these can cause burns. Instead, opt for warm blankets and gentle cuddling.
Okay, good to know. Shivering equals cuddle time.
Right.
Now, before we move on to fun winter activities, I want to touch upon those pets who might need some extra special attention during the colder months.
Okay.
Let's start with our feline friends, who have a curious habit of seeking warmth under car hoods.
Oh yeah, that's a real danger, especially in winter. The guide emphasizes the importance of checking under the hood before starting your car.
Right.
A quick bang on the hood or a honk of the horn can save a life.
A simple action that can make a world of difference.
Absolutely. It really is. And it's not just outdoor cats we need to worry about. Indoor cats can be drawn to the warmth of appliances too.
Oh.
So always a good idea to check dryers and washing machines before turning them on.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. It's easy to forget about those hidden dangers lurking in our own homes.
Right.
Now, what about smaller pets like rabbits and guinea pigs? Do they need any special care in winter?
Absolutely. These little guys are especially sensitive to the cold.
Okay.
The guide suggests providing extra bedding, making sure their enclosures are well insulated, and keeping them away from drafts.
Okay.
You might even consider a pet-safe heating pad placed underneath part of their enclosure, but always monitor it closely to prevent overheating.
So it's all about creating a cozy, draft-free burrow for them.
Exactly.
I can picture them snuggled up in their warm little nests. Now let's not forget about our larger friends, the livestock and horses.
Right.
What are the key things to keep in mind for them?
The guide emphasizes the importance of adequate shelter. A sturdy barn or stable that can block wind and snow is crucial. Warm blankets are also essential, especially for older or thinner horses. And don't forget to check their hooves regularly for ice buildup, which can be painful and even lead to lameness.
All great points. It's amazing how much we can learn from a single guide like this.
I know, right?
But you know, winter doesn't have to be all about risks and precautions, does it?
No.
There's still plenty of room for fun.
Absolutely. Winter can be a wonderful time to bond with your pet and enjoy some unique activities.
So let's talk about those.
Okay.
What are some fun ways to keep our pets entertained and happy during the colder months? I'm always looking for new ideas, especially when we're stuck indoors more often.
The guide has some great suggestions. For indoor fun, think about interactive games and toys, puzzle feeders that challenge their minds, or even starting a new training routine.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a perfect opportunity to teach your dog that new trick you've been meaning to work on.
I love those ideas. It's all about turning those long winter evenings into quality time with our pets.
For sure.
And for our adventurous canine companions who still need their outdoor fix, what does the guide recommend?
Short walks and playtime in the snow can be fantastic, as long as it's not too cold or icy.
Right.
But remember, appropriate gear is essential. Those booties we talked about earlier?
Yes.
They're not just a fashion statement. They're about protecting those precious paws from the cold and ice.
That's a great point. I've heard some dogs absolutely hate wearing booties, though.
Oh, yeah.
Any tips for getting a reluctant pup used to them?
Patience and positive reinforcement are key.
Okay.
Start by letting your dog sniff and explore the booties. Then try putting them on for short periods. Rewarding your dog with treats and praise. Gradually increase the wearing time as they get more comfortable.
So it's all about making it a positive experience.
Exactly.
Now, even with the best preparation, winter can throw us some curveballs. What about unexpected situations like winter storms or power outages?
That's where emergency preparedness comes in. The guide strongly emphasizes the importance of having a pet emergency kit ready to go.
What should we include in this pet life-saving kit?
The essentials are enough food and water to last for at least 3 days.
Uh-huh.
Any medications your pet requires, copies of their medical records, a first aid kit designed specifically for pets, and extra blankets for warmth. And don't forget some familiar toys to help reduce their stress and keep them entertained.
It's amazing how much we can pack into a single kit. I have to admit I've been putting off creating one, but hearing you talk about it makes me realize it's time to get serious about it.
Yeah.
Having that kit ready to go would definitely give me peace of mind, knowing I can handle whatever winter throws our way.
Exactly. It's all about being proactive and prepared. Now, speaking of being prepared, have you given any thought to what you might do with your pet if you had to evacuate your home during a winter storm?
That's a really good point. I haven't really thought about that specifically. I know we have a general emergency plan, for the family, but I'll need to make sure it includes our pet too.
Yeah, it's something a lot of people overlook.
Yeah.
But it's so crucial to have a plan in place.
Yeah.
Figure out where you would go.
Okay.
Whether it's a friend or family member's home.
Yeah.
A pet-friendly hotel, or even an emergency shelter.
Right.
And make sure you have a crate or carrier ready to go so you can transport your pet safely.
Those are all really great reminders. It is easy to get caught up in the day-to-day and forget about those what-if scenarios.
Right.
But, being prepared can make all the difference in an emergency.
Absolutely.
So to sum it all up, with a little extra care, attention, and preparation, we can ensure our beloved pets not just survive, but thrive during the winter months.
Exactly. Winter doesn't have to be a time of confinement and boredom. With the right approach, it can be a season filled with cozy moments, fun activities, and an even deeper bond between us and our animal companions.
We've covered so much ground today, and I feel like I've learned a ton.
Me too.
I'm already feeling more confident about navigating the winter with my pet. What about you? Do you have a favorite way to enjoy winter with your pet?
As much as I love a good winter hike with my dog, there's something truly special about those quiet evenings curled up by the fireplace, with her snoozing contentedly at my feet. It's a simple pleasure, but it brings me so much joy.
I can totally relate to that. Those cozy moments are the best. I think my favorite winter activity with my cat is playing indoor fetch.
Oh, fun.
She goes wild for that little feathery toy, and it's a great way for her to burn off energy when we're stuck inside.
That's a great idea. It just goes to show that there are so many ways to have fun with our pets, even when it's cold and dreary outside.
And remember, everyone listening, this deep dive was all about empowering you to be the best pet parent you can be, even when the weather outside is frightful.
That's right.
Now we want to hear from you. What are your favorite ways to keep your pets entertained and happy during the winter months?
Share your winter pet fun ideas with us on social media and tag the podcast. We might even feature some of your brilliant ideas in a future episode.
And remember, even though we've covered a lot of ground today, there's always more to learn. Don't hesitate to reach out to your vet for personalized advice. They're your best resource for ensuring your cat's health and happiness, no matter the season.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, folks, that wraps up our deep dive into winter pet care. We hope you found it informative, helpful, and maybe even a little bit inspiring. Until next time, stay warm, stay curious, and give those furry-scaled and feathered friends an extra cuddle from us.